Hey everybody, Cooper here from etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Thule WingBar Edge roof rack system on our 2021 Nissan Rogue. Now our Rogue does have plenty of storage space, but if you are looking to carry around some of those bigger items, like fishing gear, snowboards, skis, or even a kayak, the first step is going to be getting a roof mounted system like this one. And since we have no rails, we are going to have to get a fit kit for our vehicle specifically to go with it. Our crossbar is rated for 165 pounds. But our roof might have a different weight rating. So it's important to know all of those numbers so that way you're not using too much weight and going by your highest capacity. You do want to find the lowest capacity number and make sure you are staying within that range. Taking off our cap lets us get a little bit closer look at our crossbar. We're going to have a really nice aerodynamic design here, which tapers off at the end, meaning that we're just going to cut down on a lot of that wind, noise, and drag that comes with putting something on top of your vehicle. Our bars are thin enough that a lot of our clamp-on accessories are going to fit it around with that clearance, but if you find yourself wanting a T-mounted track accessory, we do have that ability on our wind strip. Instead of having to cut it up, we can go ahead and insert our T-track accessories down into the wind strip itself. The only trade-off is if you find yourself taking off and putting on those accessories over time, you do have a chance to wear these out a little bit quicker compared to some of the other roof rack systems. Talking about a couple different measurements, we're going to talk about usable crossbar space. We're going to see that our car does taper off and we have a longer crossbar in the front. So our usable space on our front crossbar is actually 38 inches, while our back crossbar has a usable space of 35.5 inches. Taking a look at the overall height added onto our car, we can see that that's just right above 3.5 inches, and that's just how much height we're adding on to the top of our vehicle. Another measurement to know is how much space do you have from the top of your roof to the bottom of the crossbar to fit any clamping accessories around. And looking at that, we can see that we're just barely under 2 3/4 of an inch. So that's how much space you're going to have to fit that clamping accessory around the crossbar. Another important measurement we want to keep in mind is our crossbar spread. Looking at our crossbar spread, looks like it's going to be roughly about 28.5 inches, which is going to be wide enough for most roof-mounted accessories that you're going to want to put up there. However, since we did not have any rails, this is a fixed point system, so if you have anything above 28 inches, we're not going to be able to use it on our roof rack. The purpose of our end cap here is just to help secure our hardware underneath to make sure nobody can come up to your vehicle with, let's say, an Allen key, undo it all, and take it off of your roof. So we took this off earlier to look at the crossbar, but now we're going to take a look at some of the other systems. Through this hole, we're going to be able to see our Allen key securing point, which does tighten down our clamp here, which sits within the door jamb of our vehicle. So this is really our point of contact that's kind of holding it all together. And looking at our pads here, these are also vehicle specific and all come in a fit kit together to fit your vehicle. Make sure you use our fit guide here at etrailer to make sure you're getting the specific fit kit for your year, make, and model. If you're looking for a different type of security feature, we can replace these plastic lock cores, which essentially just take a flathead screwdriver or key to undo, with metal lock cores that use actual keys that can be key-alike to any other Thule accessory if you buy the correct cores. Our crossbars are going to be made of a really nice lightweight aluminum with a black powder coat finish, which overall just means they're going to be very lightweight and super durable to the weather, which is really nice for something that's going to spend its time on top of your roof out in the elements. The installation process can be a little bit tricky at times, especially because this is a naked roof system. We are going to have to get very specific measurements, and only certain pads are going to go on certain crossbars. So if you need any help with that installation process, here's what it looks like. Now to start an install like this, I like to lay everything down out on the table to make sure we have all our pieces. We have our crossbar, our 2 pieces of wind strip, our hooks, our rubber feet, our towers, and the covers for our towers. So the first step we're going to do is to help determine which side we're going to use for left and right for our crossbar. As we can see, we have this nice tapered design. So this side that's just a little bit on the thinner side is going to be our back side, meaning that facing me, we're going to have our right side over here and our left side over here. So when we go to install our feet, that's a very important thing to know. And we can actually come in and look at them and tell that they are marked for right and left markings, which means that we're going to be able to take them, push them in right over here. We are going to go ahead and have to push this down just a little bit for it to fit in, and then we will hear it click into place, and we're just going to repeat that on our left hand side. Taking a look at the top of our tower, we can see that there are these markings for letters, letting us know the different settings that we can have it on. You'll check your instruction manual to see which one you need to set yours to. Since this is our back crossbar, we're going to go ahead and take our included tool and tighten it down until we get to the letter D. Now that we have this tower tightened down to the letter D, we are going to go ahead and repeat this process for our other side. With our towers installed, our next step is going to be to install our wind strips. Out of the packaging, this will come as one piece, so you'll need to just go ahead and tear it right down the middle. But once you do that, you will take the wind strip with the arrows, and you will make sure that those arrows are pointing towards, they will go on the front of the crossbar and will be pointing towards the front of the crossbar as well. And after getting that all installed down, we will go ahead and take our back piece of wind strip and just do that same process, but on the other side. When you install your wind strips, you may notice a little bit of overhang on one side. You would go ahead and trim this off, but since this will not be a permanent fixture on the car, we are not going to do that for ours. Now the instructions may tell you at this point to go ahead and install your clamps. I find it easier, especially if you're doing it by yourself, to go ahead and just set this up on your roof with no clamps attached. That way you can more freely adjust it until you find that correct measurement that you're going to have to get from your instruction book. Now we're going to go ahead and take our back crossbar and just gently set it up on the top of our vehicle so we can go find that measurement a little bit easier. And you'll find in your instruction manual you're going to have two different measurements. Your first measurement is going to be from the top of your glass to your first crossbar, and then your second measurement is going to be from your first crossbar to your back crossbar. Checking in our instruction manual, we're looking for 28 3/8. So we're going to go ahead and put that measurement on the front of our front crossbar, and we are going to adjust our back crossbar until the front of it meets that measurement. And then we're going to go ahead and repeat that on the other side until we find that alignment. Now with our measurements checked on both sides, this is the point where I like to introduce the clamp into the system. Going ahead and opening up our passenger side door, you can fit this clamp right into that hole, and we should hear it click right into place, and that will allow our clamp to sit more or less flush right inside our door jamb. Next, you're going to take your included tool here and tighten the tower down. If you're doing this by yourself, about 50% on this side, and then go to the other side and do about 75% coming back and forth until they're even out, because you don't want to totally tighten down this side and have it essentially pull that roof rack system one way. Now for the final step of our install, once our towers are all tightened in, so we're going to go ahead and take our end cap, which should just kind of slide right into place over our tower, and then take a flathead screwdriver or any sort of key, and then go ahead and just twist it, and that'll lock that into place. And then you're all done. And that was a look today at our Thule WingBar Edge roof rack system on our 2021 Nissan Rogue. Thanks for watching.